It is already the fact that we speak of migrants and migration, that we kind of create a special zone of society, one that is inhabited by so-called migrants. And already the concept of migration is, as we would say, a major part of the current border regime, because being a migrant means politically that one is not already part of the mainstream society. So we really have to deeply question migration research in terms of its knowledge production. What kind of categories are we producing and also reproducing? And how do we, in that sense, co-produce also a political category that is a major ingredient of the nation-state image of itself, of its own social fabric. So the migrant is a figure that is a stable, kind of stable figure in the nation-state social composition, we could say. So there's a strange separation between the two fields. There's a migration research telling stories about migrants all over again, migrants as actually being others of society, and on the other hand, a social research telling stories about the society as if there was no migration, or at least not a migration with a major impact on that society. So this, we figured out that this is a major problem, and that's why we would put that in that formula, that we need to demigratize migration research, meaning that we do not always only tell stories about migrants, but migration research needs to become a social research actually, and then we can include migration in the view on society and on the European societies. And that would mean we have to migratize social research. That would mean that we do not only focus on a process of Europeanization as being politically implemented from above, as it were, from the European Union or something, and in the way we see it every day on the TV, but that Europeanization could also and is already a process from below, which is practiced by people who are present here, although they may have very restricted conditions to be present here, but they are actually cosmopolitizing, as I would say, and creating another Europe from below. And this is what we discuss with a new term that we were drawing from cultural production, putting forward the idea of a post-migration society, which tries to express this situation of a society being made up or created or composed by way of migration, but at the same time already reaches beyond these classical categories of migration and non-migration. So there's the post pointing to another future that would lead out of these kind of distinctions and move on to a deeply cosmopolitized and post-colonially changed and transformed not only nation state, but also a situation of Europe in that sense. If we really want to shift that perspective, we need to also change something about the composition of the academia and the workplaces where this knowledge is produced. It makes an important difference if we include more people and knowledge from the movements of migration and their experiences with struggling with inner and outer borders of Europe. So we need to include that knowledge in the academic knowledge production.